The New Moon chapter recap continues right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dana Ward for Clever TV, and we are now at chapter 21, Verdict. Edward and Alice sandwich Bella as they walk through what Bella says is a warmer hallway, approaching Jane, who's waiting at an elevator. Then she describes the odd combination of Felix and Demetri's olive complexion with their chalky paleness, and she notices that Edward does not take his eyes off of Jane during their elevator ride. Now, when they get off of the elevator, it looks like a trendy reception area. No windows, but lots of bright-colored artwork. Bella is completely confused that there's a human there who actually welcomes Jane. Felix even winks at her. So the double doors leading to the next room reveal Alec, who also warmly greets Jane, saying good work to her for going out for one vampire, Edward, and coming back with 2.5, referring to Bella as the half, even stating that she's the cause for the trouble. Felix calls dibs, meaning he wants to drink Bella's blood, and Edward is so angered. So Alec physically invites Edward to fight, yet Alice reminds Edward to be patient, calming him for the moment. The group heads down another long hallway. They go through a plain wooden door into a very recognizable stone chamber, and then they end up in a high-ceiling window-filled room. There are thrones with a drain in the center of the circle, and a bunch of people are conversing. Bella even notices that some of them are sparkling with the sunlight on their skin. The first man to speak out is in a black cloak, and he too welcomes Jane. Bella notices that the entire group follows him, and he seems quite different from the other vampires. His jet black hair contrasts sharply with his pale onion-like skin. Jane calls him her master, stating that she brought back Edward alive just as he wished. He rejoices that Alice and Bella are there too, even stating their names. It's Aro, and he asks Felix to get the others. Now, Aro then asks Alice how the situation happened, remembering that Edward was on a totally different path just the day before. We then find out that Aro needs physical contact to hear detailed thoughts versus how Edward can just hear some thoughts at a great distance. Felix returns with 2 more men in black cloaks. Bella recognizes them from Carlisle's ancient paintings, noticing that they look exactly the same age. Aro again wants to hear the story of how the trio got there. Edward explains that Marcus is sharing his power with Aro at that moment. See, Marcus can see relationships, and he is totally shocked at the one between Bella and Edward. In fact, the Volturi want to know how Edward can stand so close to Bella. Carlisle is brought up, as well as the topic of restraint and how strong Edward is. Aro then states that he is quite curious about one thing, and that is how Bella is the one person that Edward cannot hear. So he asks if he can try to read her thoughts. Edward nods at Bella that it's okay. It seems that Aro cannot use his abilities on her. He announces that he wants to know if Bella's immune to their other powers, to which Edward says no. Jane smiles annoyingly, and in an effort to protect Bella, Edward then lunges at Jane, and he's forcefully pushed against the stones. Bella shouts to stop, causing Alice to grab her. Eventually, Jane does stop, and shortly after, everyone realizes that Jane's power does not work on Bella either. So Aro again asks Edward if he's changed his mind and wants to join their group. Edward and Alice both decline, and when he asks Bella, Caius cuts in saying, "What?" Aro says that Bella has amazing potential, when she's one of them, of course. She says no thank you, while he replies, "What a waste." Suddenly, talk about Bella knowing too much about the group begins, as well as debate about the Volturi law. Aro speaks out that if Edward has the intention to make Bella a vampire, he is free to leave. Alice steps forward with her hand reached out. Aro touches her hand and moments pass. He suddenly laughs with excitement. Obviously, he saw that in the future, Bella will indeed become a vampire, so the 3 are allowed to leave. Demetri shows them the way out, and on the way, Bella hears loud voices from the stone chamber. Bella understands what is going on. Soon after, the group runs into Heidi, and Bella just can't help but notice her extreme beauty, and then the 3 rush off. Okay, guys, that was your chapter recap. Today's question is, what exactly do you think Aro saw happen in the future via Alice's visions? Leave your answer in the comment section below or in a video response. Thanks for watching Clever TV. I'm Dana Ward, and we'll see you soon.